Hello, good morning. Just a little after 4 a.m. in the morning here in the Philippines, the day of the big teeth arrival. I got a message during the night from the dentist telling me that I can come and pick them up a little after 10:30 this morning, Philippine time. So we'll wait and see. As you can also see, coffee in hand. This is a simulcast because I thought it's important enough to talk about to both of you. And so it becomes my thought for the day to you both British expat in the Philippines and also grumpy Brit in the Philippines. Of course, there's going to be those testosterone building guys out there who will think, what a pussy. Well, there's always jerks out there, and I suppose some of you tend to watch just so that you can comment in a rather stupid way on the channel. But I'll still go ahead regardless. I've been giving a lot of thought to this particular issue over the last few weeks, and that is that many of us who come to the Philippines, I include myself, have made a good life, have discovered a new beginning. I've been here 10 years now, coming up May, and I realised that there was a lot to learn. There was a lot to get my head around, but nothing bigger than the fact that if we don't go out and make acquaintances, make friends around us, we're going to have a pretty isolated life. After all, for many of us, we operate on the basis of interaction between each other. And the one thing that you will always notice, especially now and over the last 10 years, is the fact that the increase that people communicate with phones. Everything is done in sound bites, little comments waiting for the next moment to happen in their life by way of a return text. The idea that we sit down and talk about things has sort of almost gone out the window for some. And of course, the other thing, of course, is that being here in the Philippines with your beautiful volcano, yes, they're all volcanoes, it's just they're all different shapes and sizes. No matter where you are, they're basically all the same. That's not to say that there aren't kind, caring, understanding ones out there too that you might be lucky to find. But don't forget the ones that you've spent time with over the years. It's not all their fault that things have gone pear-shaped, maybe in your own relationship. It takes a lot of understanding to understand Filipina, because they are a different breed. I don't mean that in a rude sense, but they think differently. The way they put their thoughts together is a different way. I mean, we all probably remember the game shows on TV when we were younger, how they were all over the place. Every channel you turned on, there was a, Family Feud type channel on, or Hey Hey, It's Saturday. Those things have sort of disappeared out of culture in the West. The idea of Jerry Springer kind of characters on the airwaves has also disappeared. The idea of talkback is also disappearing fast. But here in the Philippines, it's alive and well. The concept of happiness, emotion, excitement is every day on soaps and on the sort of Showtime kind of channels, playing simple games on each other, one team against the other. Very, we might call now, very childish, but nevertheless a part and parcel of Philippine culture. The idea that your groups of workers will get together and have a party kind of atmosphere when they have a team building exercise. The concept that you'll sit around playing musical chairs and shrieks of laughter as each of you fail to sit down in the chair and be eliminated. These kinds of, we call again, playtime, playful, semi-childish behavior is still part of the culture here in the Philippines. Now, for some you might think, well, why don't they grow up? Well, my feeling is, why? Did we grow up? Or did it become more just a natural progression where we decided that type of behavior or that expression of one's joy is okay to carry on? I mean, Korean, Japanese, all of these Asian countries still hang on to very much the traditions of the past. And we can't expect to come here, and we shouldn't expect to come here and change it for them. Who asked you to change their way of life? It's for us to adapt to the way they are and see whether we can fit into their world rather than them into ours. And I come to the fact that many of you who've been here a while may well discover that when you couldn't handle things and you moved on, you left behind a certain amount of your own history wherever you came from. Sure, I miss Negillion. There's no two ways about it. What do I miss about it, apart from the people? And that is the point. It is the people that you miss, the ones that you built up a friendship with, an acquaintance. The way you can walk down the street, you don't have to know their names, but you know them by face. And there's always a smiling face, and how are you, Norman? How are you, John? How are you, blah, blah? These things help to build your daily life into a worthy event, a happy event, a feeling that you are part of that community. And when you remove yourself from that and you go to a new community, you feel like a fish out of water. For a long time, it takes time to build that same rapport within your area, and you may well find that you can't. Maybe you can't rebuild what you had before. Maybe you have to look at a different way of thinking. And for many of us, of course, especially as we get older, it becomes more and more difficult to find that equilibrium that you're looking for. There is no real advice to you. Many of you who've had broken relationships here in the Philippines may well also find it too hard, too difficult to stay in the area simply because things remind you of moments that you don't want to be reminded of. But for some, it's a necessity that you are there, that you carry on regardless. A Churchill kind of effect. We shall beat them on the, that kind of thing. We will stand steady and forthright. But it's more of a way of thinking than physically being. I don't know what happened there. I think I ran out of space. So if you want to hear the rest of this video, if you go over to a Grumpy Brit in the Philippines, you'll get to hear the last portion of this video. I do apologize for that. But fortunately, it was being done in simulcast, so you'll be able to hear it in its full entirety on a Grumpy Brit in the Philippines. I'll try not to do that again. Bye now.